Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurrect Autos HQ. So today, guys, we are finally going to be talking about, do you remember the Rex to Riches? That series, that car is actually coming back into the workshop today for some work. So I thought it'll be a perfect opportunity to talk about that car, because that was the last car that was part of that series, the Rex to Riches. What car I can end up with by the end of the year. So I'm going to get into that, and when it comes back, it's on its way. He's going to drop it off this morning, and then we've got a little bit of work to do on that. Also, we've got a Fiesta that's got some issues that's asked me to take a look. So we're going to get the Ford KA out of the workshop, put it outside the front. We're going to probably start with the Fiesta, because that's already here. It got dropped off last night. We'll bring that in. I'll show you what's going on with that. And we'll try and get to the bottom of what's going on with that one. And then when the Rex to Riches car turns up, the Hyundai, I think it was an i20, wasn't it? It was such a long time ago now. That's what it feels like anyway. When that turns up, we'll bring it in. I'll show you what's going on with that. And we'll just finish up. I'll just finish up at the end, just talking about what we actually ended up with when it comes to value, basically, and what was the outcome of that Rex to Riches series. So let's get into it. Let's get the blue Fiesta inside. We'll have a quick walk around it. I'll show you what's going on, and we're going to see if we can sort out that issue. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, this is our first job for today. It's a 1.4 diesel Fiesta. I think it's 2010. It's got a private plate on the back and the front of the car, so I can't really tell what it is. I think it's 2010. I'm sure she said that, or 2011. But she's having problems with starting the car. Now, I think this is just another typical wanna swap a diesel car for a petrol car. She's asked me to sort out, because it don't start properly. As you're turning it over, it won't sort of turn over straight away. So we want to try and find out what's causing that issue. Is it the glow plugs? Is it the injectors? Is it the fuel? Is it, a fuel filter? It could be a number of things that could be doing it. So I really want to sort of, get into it and find out if I can solve this issue and this problem for her, because she wants to sell the car and get herself a little 1.2 petrol Fiesta or KA, something like that, really. We have got the white KA at the front. She may be considering that at the minute, but I don't really know. Let's just see what we can do with this, and can we fix it for her, get it running how it should to get it sold. Really, it's not done a lot of miles, but 88,000 miles. So it's not done a huge amount of miles, but there's definitely an issue with it starting. It hasn't got a fuel pump on this one because of diesel. So you haven't got it's because it's a diesel, it's a common rail pressure, fuel pressure or whatever. So it's slightly different to a petrol engine. We have done these before, these engines before. We've done it on, I think we've done it on a, is it a Peugeot? But you can see like the whole of the airbox and system's got to be sort of taken down and checked. So I want to sort of get it stripped down to get to the actual injectors and the actual glow plugs down there, just to see what is going on. And we'll have to put some sort of I think the mechanic at the end has got like a kit, and you put it on the actual the like little pipes, and you put the pipes on the actual injectors leak off part, and then you turn it over and get it running. You can tell that when the fuel the fuel should go up in all four bottles the same rate. If one goes up higher than the other, then normally that tells you that the injector is faulty. But the first thing I want to do, and because I want to check to make sure there's nothing going on, is scan the car. So I've plugged in the computer, I've plugged in my Autel, and to see what's coming up on the car itself. And as you can see, there's nothing. I've just done a quick look to see what was going on, but there's no codes on this whatsoever. So I'll show you what's going on and what's happening. Let me just pull that out of there. Take that off there. Pull that out of that. So what is happening is that when you're turning the key to start it, and it takes quite a long time when it's cold. It's worse. It's done that because I've just drove it in here and had it running. So it's because I've sort of had it sort of running for a while and stuff like that. It's been doing that, but before it weren't doing that at all. It would just it took and then let go, and then the second time you do it, it would start. So there's definitely that I believe because of the fuel pressure is up now to the engine, it will just start. But as soon as you leave it, she said, as soon as you leave it overnight, you go in the morning and try and start it first thing in the morning, it takes a long time to actually start the engine. And she doesn't want that she doesn't want this car having a problem selling it going forward. So she's asked me to see if we can investigate what is going on. I've already spoke to the mechanic at the end. He suggests that it's not the glow plugs, and it'll probably be an injector, one injector or two injectors. But yeah, we've done these before. I think we've done it on the Ford Fusion, didn't we? The same engine. So yeah, let's get set up. Start stripping this top back. So you've got to get rid of this air box and the system out to get to the actual injectors, which are underneath all that stuff. And then we're going to do some tests to see if we can find out exactly what is causing the issue. So yeah, for me, guys, it's going to be like just try things, and then we'll see where we go. But let's start with the injectors and the glow plugs. We'll have to once you get in there, you can get the glow plugs and you can do tests to make sure they're firing, they're working, and that sort of stuff. And we'll do exactly the same with the injectors as well, and we'll check them to make sure there's no leaks or there's what's happening underneath there. But I can't see it at the minute, so let's get it stripped and we'll go from there. Let's do this. Right, okay, well that didn't take too long, guys. Just a quick strip off at the top. And yeah, now you can see, we can get to the actual injectors there, going on there. And this pipe here is one of the leak-off pipes. It goes to this one, and then hoops to this one. And there's another little, can you see it down there? Let me just, hold on. You can see a little pipe. It's like loops to that one, which loops to that one, which loops to that one. So it's those pipes that need disconnecting, and we've got to put this this test kit in each injector to see what is coming up. So we'll do that test. I did it initially, went and borrow the mechanic's test, but I found my own one. Now I don't know why I got this. I can't remember, but this is my one. This is the mechanics at the end. And it's exactly what you need to do it. We've only got 4 injectors, so we only need 4 of these, or 4 of them. But this one is my one, But it's like brand new, look, like it's never been used. I don't know why I got this. I cannot remember why I ended up getting this. But yeah, I just think we could use our own one, really my own one, to do this. That goes in there, I believe. It's popped out of there or something. And there's another one in there. So this is what we're going to use to do it. Like I said to you, this is brand new. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got to be honest, guys. You know me, I'm just completely honest with things. I don't know how to use this thing. I know you've got to connect them up. I know that. But what's going to be the best way to do it? This one or do this one? I suppose this one is all right if you can get to the actual connectors, but I don't think we can. So we'll have to do it on the pipe. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into, you know, what or how we do this. But it's nice because I'm learning something else now when it comes to doing that and testing the injectors and testing the actual thing. It's nice to see and having a go at something else. So let me work out how to do this. Once it's all set up, I'll come back to you and I'll show you the setup, what we've got, and let's see what happens. So bear with me and I'll see you in a minute. Right, okay, guys, as you just saw there, I'm just sort of stripping it down, just trying to get to the injectors themselves. Yeah, you can see, let me just show you. I'll get you down there. So I've disconnected the pipes on the end of the injector. You can see it just there. And I need to get to that connector there. And basically, these pipes, they go in this bit, that bit there, goes in the side of the injector, and it loops to the next one, loops to the next one, loops to the next one, and that's how they work. And it's a leak-off pipe. Basically, those pipes, it's a leak-off pipe, and it returns back to the fuel tank. When they're not being used as much. So it's like it's just like a recirculation system basically. These three, 1, 2, 3, I think I could probably get to, but this end one cannot get to it. So this cam cover has got to come off for me to set it all up, then put the cam cover back on, put all bits and pieces back together, plug it all back and then do the test. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to get there. So I just want to quickly explain it before I took this cam cover off. So let's continue, get that off, get it set up, put it all back together. What a nightmare. Let's go. Right, okay, guys, let me show you the results on that test. You saw it there. I'll just, but look at that, look. So that indicates that there's no, that ain't the problem. That ain't the issue. This leak off pipe on these injectors, the injectors are working exactly how they should be working. Look at that, look. It's just absolutely spot on. If one of them was like filled up really quick, or one of them there was nothing in it at all, or do you know what I mean? Then you'd indicate that that's the issue, but it's not. This is not our issue. So what I'm going to do now is strip it all back off, and I'm going to test the glow plugs on top of them with a power probe to make sure that those 4 glow plugs are working. And then if they're okay, we're going to move on to the next thing, probably the fuel filter, and then we're going to plug in the computer, do live data, do some live tests, see if it's a sensor, camshaft sensor, position sensor, something that's not really letting it to go straight away. It's going to be something really simple, I think, on this one. But let's keep going, and let's just see if we can get it sorted. So bear with me, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, you just see that? I'm using this power probe to test the glow plugs at the back. You can see them, they're just there, 1, 2, 3, 4. And how you do it, I just wanted to quickly show you, because it was a pretty quick test. So connect up the power probe to the battery of the car, or any battery really you've got. It will give power to the power probe. And all you have to do, you don't have to press any of that. All you got to do is touch it on the end of the actual glow plug, and it should go green. So let me just show you. There we go. So that's the test done on the glow plugs. Basically, they're all right. So that's something else that's ruled out. We've ruled out, I'm saying that we've ruled out the actual injectors, but it could be the spray on the injectors at the end. But if it was a spray, I'd get a misfire. It would run rough, and it doesn't. As soon as it does run, it runs fine. It just ticks over nice. Again, there's no codes on the computer, so I've got nothing to go to when it comes to misfiring on the injectors or glow plugs. It will come up. So I'm happy to put all that back together now, because I've ruled out the injectors and I've ruled out the glow plugs. So yeah, it's just a proper pain in a minute. But let's keep going. Let's jump on to the next thing, but let's put this back together first, and then we'll move on. So bear with me, guys. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, so that's a lot of it back together, apart from the airbox, because I need to get to, the next step was this fuel filter that sits here. I don't know if I could do a test where I can bypass, because you've got a plug and you've got, that's the in and that's the in and that's the out, I think it is. So if I've got a bit of cable, a bit of pipe that connects those two together, it bypasses the fuel filter, and that will tell me if it will start straight up. This is the one that I've taken off. It doesn't look that bad, I've got to be honest. But let's get another one anyway. I'll change it over for a new one and see if that makes any difference. So let's order one of these, wait for that to turn up, put that back in place, and then we'll try it over again. And if it's still the same problem, then we're gonna have to plug the computer in and try to do some live testing, some live data to see what isn't triggering, what isn't working. Could it be a sensor? Could it be something like that? Could it be, I don't think it could be the catalytic converter that's blocked. Don't think it'd be that will stop it from starting properly and correctly. It should just go straight away on one turn crank. So yeah, don't know at the minute. I'm still unsure. But let's keep getting into it. Let's keep trying to dig to it. But I'm going to order a filter. So that at the minute that's the only cost that he's got. But let's keep going and let's see what we can come up with. So bear with me, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay guys, so it's all back together. Let me show you, the battery's a bit low. I'm getting nothing now. So basically, I think what it is that because I've undone all the fuel lines and stuff like that, this hasn't got a fuel pump. It's got a high pressure. It ain't got a fuel pump in the tank. It's a pressure. I think it's not a high pressure fuel pump. It's a. Christ, what is it? Oh, I can't think what it is now. But basically, it needs to build fuel pressure in the fuel rail for it to run and work correctly. That I think is missing, so I need to get the jump pack on the battery so I can really sort of crank it. Maybe put some easy start as well, just to try and sort of turn it over. And once it's started, just keep it running for a little while, and it builds that fuel pressure back up. I think that's what's missing here. Pain is these are absolute pain, aren't they? But we will find it, guys. We'll get there into it, and we'll find out what is causing it. The previous issue, this issue is because I've disconnected all the pipes. But let me charge the booster pack so we can get a good cranking amps on the battery, because at the minute it's just too low. And then we can wait for that to charge up. In the meantime, we have got the Hyundai i20. Is this? I can't remember. Do you know what? It's such a long time ago now, isn't it? Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, i20. So this is the last car that we did for the Rex to Riches. And yeah, do you remember this was the last car? And I wasn't sure whether or not this was going to cause me any problems going down the line. It hasn't caused any issues, any problems whatsoever. That's not the reason why this car is back in the workshop. Basically, the guy that's been driving it and has hit a pothole and is now making a really loud banging coming from this corner. So he's asked me to take it, bring it in, take a look, find out what's going on, do the repairs, get the tracking done as well, because the tracking now is out. So I'm assuming it could be something to do with, I don't think it'd be the spring if the tracking's knocked out. It might have something to do with the lower control arm or drop link or something like that. Not even a drop link would do that, I don't think. The lower control arm would knock it out very slightly out of tracking. I don't think it'll be the track rod end or the track rod, because as he went down a pothole, it would have gone up and down. So it could be a spring, but while all of a sudden tracking is now out. So we've got to do a bit of investigation. Whilst we're waiting for the battery charger for that Fiesta, let's crack on with this. And then at the end of today's video, guys, I will let you know what the results were when it comes to the Rex to Riches. I know like that it went on for the whole year and we started with a free car and this was the car that we ended up with. Not only did we end up with this car, we ended up with a big chunk of money as well. So I just want to get all that out of the way. I'll run all that through with you. I'll let you know what happened. It's just a coincidence that I thought, you know what? He's bought it back for a little bit of repair. Let's get it. Let's talk about, what happened with that. The whole sort of free car and the Rex to Riches series, because it was a good series. But what people didn't realise, or they probably don't still realise, is that series is based on getting a car, fixing it, making some money, flipping it, and doing the next car. Well, I do that on all my cars. So I was just showing you the figures so that everyone can see exactly what is going on. But that's not just one car. This is not just one series. It happens on every car that I do. So yeah, I was just giving you a better understanding of obviously the figures and stuff like that. But I will let you know what I end up with at the end of the year from a free car with the Rex to Riches series. But let's get this up in the air. Let's find out what the damage is. And yeah, get this sorted out for him if we can. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, I've been doing all the checks, took the wheel off, checked all around the suspension. I've got to be honest, I can't find nothing. The only thing I can see is that right at the bottom there is a little split. There, you can see it just there. So, I don't know whether or not that ball joint has had it. I'll have to speak to him. What I want to try and do really is take it out for a test drive and then just see what it feels like when I'm driving it, so I can actually feel it when you're driving it, and then go from there really, because you don't want to be throwing money at nothing. But Is it that lower ball joint that's causing a problem? I'm not getting any play. There's nothing. There's no play in it. I just don't get it. Yeah, it's really strange. I don't think the wheel's buckled because there's got quite a lot of tread, quite a lot of tyre before it hits the alloy. So I very much doubt if that's caused it. If it was a low profile wheel, you know, the tyres were thinner, the tyre wall was thinner, it would have hit this wheel and it would have knocked it out of play. Maybe I'll go and get the tracking done for him, and then we'll just see what it's like after that. He's saying that when it goes over speed bumps, it makes a creaking noise, but that really could only be the actual shock itself, really, because that's the only thing that compresses. The spring is not broken, it's there, it's intact. There's no issue with that. I've checked the top part and the bottom part of the spring, and it's all there. It's where it should be, and it stops where it should be as well. So that's not broken. It's not that. It stops there, actually. It just there, it stops. There's a little plate here that stops against it. So it's not the spring. I'm thinking it could be the shock itself, because that was the initial impact with the pothole. It's gone up and down on the spring, on the actual leg itself. Do you know what I mean? So let me take it off the ramp. Let me get it down, take it for a quick drive. I'll see how it performs going over speed bumps or just going over rock. I don't know. I have to find something to go over, like a speed bumps or something, just so I can imitate that sort of up and downness. And then we'll see how it goes. Let me take it out. I'll come back. I'll let you know how we get on. See you in a bit. Right, okay, guys. I've just been out for a little test drive with this car. There is definitely a knocking noise coming from the suspension at the front. And I'm just sort of trying to do some checks. And what I did, when I brought it back, I started shaking the car and I'm thinking, I can hear it. Where the hell is that coming from? Can you hear that knocking? That's what he can hear. That's exactly what I can hear as well when I'm driving the car. You can hear it clicking, knocking. And basically what I found is that it's this side that's actually causing the problem. And I think it's the drop link. So let me get set up. Let me take the car up, take the wheels off. I've actually ordered both drop links for both sides. And I think that's going to solve our problem. And then I think hitting the pothole has knocked the tracking out a little bit. Because when I took it for a test drive, it does sort of seem to the steering is off a little bit. So it could be that it's just knocked the actual, don't know what it's done to it, but I think we'll start with the drop links. We'll get them replaced for him, and then we'll go from there. So let's get set up. Let's get those swapped over. They're on their way with the parts, so we can get the old ones off. So yeah, let's do this. Hopefully that's it. Right. Woo! Okay, so guys, that is that them done. This was definitely the issue, this drop link here on this side. It's strange that he was saying that the pothole that he hit was the other side. Really, really weird. But anyway, it was definitely this side. And I thought, you know what? Let's just get them done both sides. I think they were like 25 quid each to buy them. So, you know, it's not a lot of money. And I think that's going to solve the problem now. And it's going to stop the knocking noise. Yeah, but unfortunately, you know, I've kind of run out of time. That's that's the end of the day. But what I'll do is I'll just put the wheels back on. I'll take it for another quick test drive just to make sure that's solved it. That's the issue done. It could be something else. You never know, but that was definitely causing the knock and the sound. But I'll let you know, yeah, in tomorrow's video if we're going to continue with this car, and we've got some other issues to sort out, but hopefully, fingers crossed for him, that's it, it's done. We've still got to get down to the bottom of this one, but we've got tomorrow as well, so I'm sure we can sort this out tomorrow, but we've just got to, yeah, let me battery charger charge back up because I completely drained it. So yeah, we'll jump on this tomorrow, and tomorrow we've got another Fiesta coming in, and it was a previous Fiesta that I sold. It was, I think it was the black edition or the red edition, 2016 Fiesta. I sold it a few months back now, 6 months must be, more than that. But yeah, he's coming in for a service. He's done about 10,000 miles in it, so yeah, he wants a service done. So we'll be doing that as well for him. Yeah, so I'll tell you about the situation with this and the Rex to Riches money. Basically, once this was the last car in that series, and once I sold this car, I didn't really go through the figures and tell you what was what, because I thought I was going to get this car coming back because of the actual cam sensor problems, and it just never come back. It's just the first time I've seen the car since I've sold it. So, yeah, I just feel that, you know, we have to sort of draw a line underneath it. And I'll tell you exactly, after selling this car, and all this cost me, because that did cost me quite a bit of money. I've done the timing chain. I've done all that sort of, if you go back and look on the series of the Rex to Riches on the last video, I've done the timing chain, done the service, done so much to this car. But yeah, it is what it is. So, after selling this car, we ended up with £11,655. And that was from nothing. A completely free car. I managed to get over £11,000 in a year. So, it just gives you... You know, don't get me wrong. I've got a lockup. I've got the tools. I've got, you know, I've really sort of, I think, come quite far and come a long way from when I was in the garage at home, when I was just doing it as a hobby. So yeah, I just thought I'd let you know the figures on that one, and that's where we was. The Rex to Riches series was a good series because it was like, what can I end up with at the end of the year? And what I ended up with was over £11,000. So a great series to do. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I'm still trying to think of something else that I could do. Something else that, you know, a new series, a new Rex to Riches series, maybe start next year. I don't really know in a minute, but I would like to do another Rex to Riches series somehow. So if anyone got any ideas, drop me a comment. Let me know in the comment section below. I will take all the comments on board, and I will, yeah, I will definitely come up with a next series, Rex to Riches. But that's it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to drop me a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow in the next one.